Okay. Alrighty, so hi everybody, my name is Maggie. I am an officer in Ignite, and I'm going to be talking about potatoes today because I'm really thankful for potatoes, and they're my favorite Thanksgiving food because I hate turkey. Cool. So, if you didn't know, that's a potato. And I love potatoes because they're not in any diet, so they don't count. But Dolly Parton says that every single diet whatever, cool. So, history of potatoes. First potatoes were grown in South America at really high altitudes. From there, the Spaniards came and took the potato seeds back to Europe and made them really popular there, and then we got them from the Irish. So, why do we eat potatoes? Number one, they're super easy to grow. We'll show you that later. Number two, they're really useful. You can do other things with them than just eat them. But number three, the best part, they're super delicious. How to grow a potato. You take a spud, that's like a little baby one, and you just stick it in the ground. And then you water it, and you give it some sunlight, and then it goes through these stages, and then you get more potatoes. That's it, end of story. And then you can just dig them out. They grow in space. Potatoes were the first vegetable that was grown in space. Michigan decided that they wanted to do it so that the astronauts would have food, which is nice of them. Astronauts should eat. Eyes. Sometimes your potatoes grow more than they're supposed to. And then they get little eyes, which are kind of disgusting, but they're just stems. But don't eat them when they have stems in them. Fun fact, they're bad for you. All right. Also, do you know how long potatoes last? They last a really long time. As long as you keep them dried and in a cellar, or a cellar-like place, they can last you 6 months. That's why they're so popular. They can get you through the winter. Uses. Potatoes are really useful. Number one, you can make stamps with them. If you need to make stamps. Number two, you can desalinate food. So if you put too much salt in your soup, you can just cut open some potatoes and put it in and it's fine. Number three, I'm sure you've seen, is the little potato light, which is super cool. And also, you can mail them. And you can eat and drink too. How to make vodka. So first you make a potato mash and let it cool overnight, and then you put it into this big fermentation vessel and add yeast, and it gets it's foamy and stuff, and then you siphon off the fermented liquid, which is called the head, and then you keep the body, and then you distill that and drink it. This doesn't really count for the vodka, but normal potatoes have lots of vitamin C, vitamin B, and potassium, more than bananas. And they're, good for you. Except for potato chips. Potato chips were made by mistake because this guy, Cornelius Vanderbilt, didn't like his potatoes to be cooked thickly, and he pissed off his chef, George Crumb. And George Crumb was like, fuck you, I'm going to make really tiny chips. And then that's what happened. And we like to eat them classic, which is just salt. But different places all over the world like their chips differently, which is interesting. Here are some examples. So, there are lots of other ways to cook potatoes. Some would say more ways than you can make shrimp. That's me. For example, you got mashed potatoes, sweet potato fries, sliced baked potatoes, scalloped potatoes, fried potatoes, potato stew, vodka, latkes, potato chips, potato wedges, potato skins, gnocchi, boiled potatoes, potato salad. Home fries, pierogies. I'm sure there are lots of other ones that I couldn't come up with because I wrote this today. But then you also have tater tots. Give it a second. Tater's got a taste. Oh, no.